flipping pages since I could remember. That told me I had to.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Today's Style Squad shout out goes to Ashley Cooper, and thank you so much for your kind comment. If you want to be considered for the Style Squad, just make sure that you are the first person to comment on today's video. In today's video, we'll just be doing a watch me work of Spring Glow nails. The fill is being done using my Young Nails Core Clear, but the colors that I'm going to be using are ones that I mixed up myself from my Glow line. And I'll just let you watch me work here. First time doing a fill. This was a pink and white baby boomer set that I had previously done.
Don't you see that I love you so much? Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love.
Even though this is a watch me work and not a tutorial, I did want to point out how I do my fills. When I add the acrylic, I'm adding it at the end of where the previous acrylic ended, and then I'm going to push it towards the cuticle. I'm not adding it just into the empty space where the fill is being done. This is to make sure that it doesn't flood the cuticles. So you're going to put it at the end, push it back, and then you're going to swipe it forward, as you see here.
When I'm lonely in there.
And you do want to make sure that you're going around the cuticles and just cleaning up as you work. And that's to make sure that it is easy to clean up, that there's no lifting, and all that other good stuff. So here we go again. We're just cleaning it up, adding more acrylic where needed. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. I wanted to take time to mention that the Dappen dish that I am using is from Dappen Diamond. You can order it through the link which is down in my description, dappendiamond.com, but they're also selling on Amazon now. So you can search Amazon for Dappen Diamond, and generally they do have some pretty good discounts going on. You can tell that the acrylic is dry by tapping on it. It'll make like a clacking sound, and when it's not dry, you won't hear any noise feedback. The colors that I'm using today are my Glow Glitter acrylics, and the yellow is called Lemonade, and the pink one that I'm using is called Flamingo. And here's a swatch of these two beautiful colors. I'm also going to be using these dots on my accent finger. They perfectly match the Flamingo and Lemonade, and also have some white mixed in as well. So the first color we're going to be using is going to be our Lemonade color, and we're coming in with it on the accent finger. This color is so pretty. It has little yellow iridescence in it. It just makes for a nice shimmery glow-in-the-dark yellow. It's very fluorescent and very bright, even in the glow mode. Because we will be putting glitter towards the bottom of this finger, I'm not putting the yellow all the way down to the cuticle area. I'm just going to be putting it exactly where it's at now, because the rest is going to be covered, and I don't want that area near my cuticle to be too thick. So we're just making sure that it is uniform, because if you know glow powder, we don't want it to be patchy in the glow. So now we're going to come in with some clear, and I'm just going to be using this as like the glue layer. It's just a tiny bit just to make it wet, and then we're coming in with the dots, and we're going to put that towards the bottom and kind of ombre it up, but you won't be able to see the part that has no yellow acrylic underneath it. I always add more dots than what I need or more glitter, period. And that way, if I have to file any away, I won't be so sad or depressed about it, because there's plenty there to let go. So yeah, once I have the glitter or dots on where I want it to be, I put the clear acrylic. Sometimes you have to add more. And remember that if you do add more and it's not sticking, you can just add some more clear acrylic and make sure it's really, really runny, so that it's just acting as a glue and not necessarily as a core or as a strength. While I'm adding acrylic, you'll always see me patting the top and as well as the sides. You want to make sure that the nails do not lose their shape. It makes filing a pain in the butt at the end if you have a lot of cleanup to do. So just make sure that you keep wiping around the cuticle area with the brush if you get near that area, as well as patting in the sides and the free edge as well as the top. So now I'm coming in with Flamingo, and I'm going to add this to my pointer finger and my pinky. And this is a really pretty pink Flamingo glitter acrylic, and it has more chunkier glitters than Lemonade does, but the glitter is also more of an iridescence as well. It's so, so pretty. You'll see it in the end. Everything comes together. The fine glitters in the yellow Lemonade and the chunky glitters in Flamingo. And I will also be adding the Lemonade color to my middle finger as well as my thumb. I was trying to kind of play with it and put everything together as I was doing the design. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew what colors I wanted to do it with. So yeah, you're just kind of watching it all come together. But here it is. And once I file it at the end, I do want to mention that when I'm using glow acrylics, because it can appear patchy if it's not uniform when it's glowing, I do always make it a little bit thicker than what I normally would, but you're going to see me file it down. I did just add the clear core acrylic to it, and once I file everything down, you'll see it all looks really good.
You gotta notice, hey, I'm falling in love. You're feeling something, yeah.
So now I'm coming back with Lemonade, and I'm going to be doing my middle finger as well as my thumb, and then I think that's when I come back around with Flamingo on my pointer finger. But we're kind of just making things up as we go, and that's totally okay to do sometimes. Sometimes you kind of have a color scheme in mind, but don't know what you're doing, and this is a prime example of that. But in the end, everything turned out so pretty and beyond my expectations. I really, really, you know, I'm kind of impartial because it is my brand of mixed acrylics, but it's really easy to work with, and when I can, I do work with my own products, obviously. Normally, I would recommend using one color at a time, especially when it comes to the monomer and keeping your monomer as clean as possible. But because these were mine, I really don't care. But if you're working on a client, just make sure that you are only using light colors and only using dark colors last, because it can cause the monomer color to change, and you don't want any of these colors to bleed into each other. For instance, it could very well happen where the pink will bleed into the monomer and cause the yellow to turn into an ugly brown. So we don't want that to happen. So when doing this on a client, definitely make sure that you go from lighter to darkest colors instead of going all around the mulberry bush like I did. Because these acrylics do have glitter mixed in, you do want to make sure that you cap them in clear. Not just that, but because these are colored acrylics, there's no core strength to it, so I always do add clear under and above it. So that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, somewhere deep inside of you, I know you want me to. You're just afraid to say real love. Now I see you when I'm making through to find the light.
Now we're coming back in with the lemonade, and we're going to do our middle finger. We're laying the acrylic towards the center and then swiping it up. This is the same way that we would do if we were doing a standard overlay. And by the way, these are my nails. There's not tips or anything. So we're just doing a simple overlay, essentially.
I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out.
And I don't think that I can stress it enough how important it is to clean up as you work. For instance, going around the cuticle area so that you're not flooding your cuticles, and keep everything clean, and patting your sides and free edge to make sure that it is easy to clean up in the end. This does help to prevent lifting as well, so that your design will stay on your clients or your fingers. So now that we have the acrylic laid, we're going and filing. First we use the hand file to clean up the free edge, and then we're going to go with the E-file. And if you can see, the E-file is on 6,000 RPM. It's not very fast at all. And I'm using my extra fine bit to go around the cuticle area. And then we're going to use our buffer and then top coat it. As you see, I'm very carefully going around the cuticle area or the epinicium. Our goal is to not cause any cuts, and you know that can keep your client from coming back. So just make sure that we're not touching the skin at all, but you do want to see a space between the acrylic and your epinicium there. So we're just going to file it. They actually have drill bits available. If you're not comfortable with using a drill bit such as what I'm using here, they have safety bits, and the safety bits are very good for, you know, making sure that you're not touching the skin and will not actually hurt if you do. I just like this because it gives me such a much crisper shape that I'm looking for. Now we're going to come in with our purple buffer, and this is my favorite one to use in order to buff out the scratches that may be caused by the file and the E-file before polishing.
That scorched the land around me, yeah. And this
We have filed and buffed. I'm coming in with my rubber-based gel, and I have already cleaned the dust off of my fingers, so don't think that I'm just going from buffing and filing to putting gel polish on. So I'm putting the base coat on because sometimes after buffing the surface may be too shiny. I don't know, to keep the gel polish, and it might peel off. So I always add a base coat. The base coat is sticky and it's meant to adhere. So we are adding the rubber base coat, and then I'll top coat over it. And the top coat that I'm going to be using today is the Burano's No Wipe Glitter Top Coat. Now we're going to cure the base coat, and you can kind of see under the UV LED how the glow might look. And as you see, it is very, very bright once I pull it out. I really, really love these glow acrylics, and like I said at the beginning, I'm not being partial. I really do like it. So this is what we're going to be using, the Burano's Glitter No Wipe Top Coat. And with the iridescence in the lemonade and flamingo colors, it turned out so, so pretty. I really like the Burano's Effects polish. They have a pearl, matte, no white, glossy, and glitter polish top coat, and it is all so nice. I've used them all so many times. I've actually purchased them a second time. The first time they were given to me by Burano to do a nice review on, and after that I just absolutely love them. I'm hooked. So after we top coat it, we're going to cure for 60 seconds just to make sure that the base and the top are fully cured. And you're going to get a sneak peek of what it looks like. It turned out so nice, and you can see the link in my description box down below of the Dappen Diamond that I used today. And here we go. I turned off my bright light, and you can kind of see how the pink glows a peachy color and the yellow glows very bright. Yes, so, so pretty. So I'm taking some rubbing alcohol and just cleaning up all the funk that filing and all that other good stuff leaves, and then we can use the cuticle oil. This is the before and the after, and it all turned out so, so pretty. So comment down below and let me know what you think of this color combination and the glow. And again, I'm showing you what it looked like before and what it looks like now and how it glows. It's very, very bright. And this is my cuticle oil that I sell and make myself. And if you want any of the products used in today's video that I mentioned that I do make myself or sell, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Jazzyz_Stylez. I have it on the screen, but I'll also have it in the description box down below as well. So now I'm just massaging the cuticle oil into my skin after applying it. This is the final result, and it turned out so pretty. Well, at least I think it did. It's a very nice spring look here. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks again for watching, and see y'all later.